great to see such a hyped up crowd. So many familiar faces. Just a brief, perhaps a long thank you for being here and for being part of this amazing Aspen Community School tradition. I feel so blessed to be at a place where we have a framework and a structure like the musical, where kids are encouraged to be creative and cooperative and curious and engage in every aspect of who they are and how they want to learn and how they want to present themselves to the world. So thank you for being a part of this tradition as the audience, who is incredibly loud and excited to be here.
One, I want to make sure you guys all know that this is just the beginning of the parties. So a party tonight, a party tomorrow night. Mark your calendars. We're having the 50+1 celebration of Compass. Compass has now been in 51 years. Huge party. You're all invited. Tell your friends. It'll be up at Aspen Community School, and that is happening on the 21st of May. It's a Sunday. Another party just right after that, 10 days later. Our beloved Cindy Sickle is whispering into the wind that she's retiring, but we're not going to let her go. I know, but we can't let her go out without a party. So there's a party for her. It's not in March, as it says in the program. It's May. It's happening May 31st. It's an all-school meeting at 11 o'clock. Please come roast, toast, and we'll have lunch. This looks really fantastic, and I have to tell you, it's super clunky until it all comes together. We fall in love with it on Wednesday. And there's some people behind the scenes that I need to give a shout out to. I want to give a shout out to Nancy Shankman. Nancy's been involved with producing this musical for 5 years. She sells the ads and gets the sponsors so that we can pay the bills to make this happen. So that's why we're here tonight. I also want to thank a fellow who jumped in to do the program design, that program that you're holding, carrying a baby, literally carrying a baby and finishing it in the balcony, Mike Hahn. Rachel Schaefer took all of our students' work and made that gorgeous poster. Looks a lot better coming together. Thank you, Rachel. During intermission, there are flowers for sale every year. No one asks. Jeffy Butler pulls it together, and now her gang of alumni sell them in the lobby. Thank you, Jeffy. Sets, literally made out of cardboard. Shout out to Rick Morrison for making sure they don't fall over. Also, our students very involved in sets. Parents, those set nights were filled. Thank you so much for being there. The early morning crew that brought it into the Wheeler on Monday morning, that was really early. The late night crew that'll take it out on Friday night. Thank you for helping with sets.
And please show up.
Don't forget if you're on Friday night. Costumes. This is a feat. Parents coming into fit, sewing, stretching a glue gun beyond what we thought was possible. A couple of people, Corey, Kristen, Nicole, Jeffy, and everyone who assisted with costumes, thank you. And this is, the Magic School Bus is a little spoof on our bus driving life, but in all seriousness, there wouldn't be a magical place to go to if we couldn't get them there. So a thank you to our bus drivers, Max, Todd, Gary, and you'll notice all of our bus drivers, it's like a side talent to drive the bus. All right. right, we have some students who want to come out and give a shout out to a couple of people who have worked day and night, but hold on, I got one more here. I want to say a shout out to Cody and Michael, our hands-on staff at the Wheeler, who have put up with us. They have never said no to any of our crazy ideas, only how can we make it happen. So thank you. All right, here come the students with flowers.
We'd like to give a huge thanks to Christy Garfield for teaching everybody all these amazing dances. Christy, come on up.
Thank you, Christina LaCroix, for helping us learn the dances.
Thank you to Hillary Forsyth for helping us with costume and sets.
And thank you to Gary Hoffman for putting on this production.
And we have, I told you it was going to be a long thing. So last year we came up with this idea of the Lifetime Achievement Awards, because every so often there are people who put an extended period of time into our performances. And I'm going to hold that thought while Anderson comes and presents.
These are for Katie Dalton. She put all the songs for
Thanks, Anderson. And so I want to introduce our keyboard player, Obadiah Jones. So Obadiah might just look like an ordinary musician sitting here playing the keys. But Obadiah started his school career in kindergarten at the Aspen Community School. He performed for 8 years on the stage, went on through high school, became passionate about guitar, and played in a band called Slightly White. Every year. Slightly White? Slightly White fans? Yeah, Juliet, Eliana, Gigi, the class of like 1990. Still back. And he, even in high school, every year he would come back and play in the pit, and he would write songs for the show. Went off to school in London, learned music, played a little bit, I don't know, with Paul McCartney. And you know what he did every single year? He would write 3 or 4 songs for the show. During the year of the pandemic, we couldn't put on a show. It was Obadiah's first year off in 20 years. And we went back and forth a little bit, sent me an email. And he wrote out a list of every character he played, every song that he wrote. And this year, we're no longer doing original music. It's kind of fun to listen to familiar songs. And so instead of writing a song, he flew in from London to play with us. So Obadiah and all the class of 1918, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. It's lovely to see you all. Thank you all for coming, and thank you all for your courage, strength, and perseverance over the last couple of years. We've been up through a lot of hurdles together. And we just keep driving the bus forward.
Michael, you are such a hands-on leader, both figuratively and literally. I mean, look at the sweatshirt. You have been a really good driver of the Aspen Community School bus.
Oh, thanks, Casey. Yeah, I have a ton of respect for both Max and Todd for here. They have to navigate the school bus through construction, through inclement weather, through irate drivers, all with about 50 children on board.
It's true. It's true. Well, speaking of bus drivers, the strangest thing happened. I got a really interesting resume from a teacher in Boulder. Can I tell you a little bit about her background? Okay. Well, she's a science specialist, and references seem to suggest that she connects well with kids. She's creative, curious, seems to really know her stuff. The only thing I'm picking up on is that she seems to disappear from the building quite frequently.
Tracy, do we really need a science specialist?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I'm not so sure, but get this, Michael. She has her bus driver's license.
In that case, bring her in.
All right, I'm bringing her in. Hey, Miss Frizzle, please come in.
Thanks for inviting me. I've heard some good things about your school. In fact, I heard that your school just won the John Irwin C. School of Excellence Award.
You're off to a good start. Hey, Miss Frizzle, I read your resume and I was wondering, would you mind stepping in today and teaching a few science classes? All of us are curious about how you teach.
Well, this is quite a large panel for a first interview. Absolutely. Let's get to it. Hello, class. Class. Ooh, Pictionary. I love that game. May I draw?
It's nothing.
Well, it's obviously something. What is your name?
I'm Ralphie.
It's gibberish. Now, that's a better guess. And your name?
I'm Phoebe.
It's awful. It's indescribable.
All guesses. Seemingly insulting, but I appreciate your precise vocabulary. I hear you're a science teacher?
Clearly not an art teacher.
Are you kidding? Drawing is the greatest science of all.
What are you talking about?
Are you a little bit crazy? Art has nothing to do with chemistry, biology, or physics.
There wasn't anything about drawing on our CMAS test last month.
Well, I read in the book somewhere that drawing is the greatest science of all. Here, take a look.
What is this? It's like your artwork. Complete gibberish.
Oh, right. You are unfamiliar with mirror script. Here, hold it up to the mirror, and you might see it differently.
Whoa, that's cool. It says right here in plain English, painting is the greatest science of all. Still, drawing was not on our CMAS test.
Well, maybe you're right. Hey, you guys want to go on a field trip?
A field trip? Of course!
Leonardo measures everything.
It's a fact. There's harmony in proportions, and math is nature's brushstroke.
Will you help us measure and record some data?
Sure. Arnold, are you familiar with the word proportion?
I've heard of it in math class.
It is the relationship between small parts that, when combined, create a carefully balanced whole. A perfect balance exists in all of nature's creations, including the human figure.
Well, my drawings always have big heads, giant lips, and arms that are too long.
It sounds like you need to observe and measure more carefully, my friend.
This arm is 2 feet 5 inches long. And this finger is 2 inches.
Keep measuring, but measure carefully. Isabel, come here.
Yes, Master Da Vinci.
You tell Phoebe what you are working on.
We are working on anatomy.
I've heard of that. Muscles and bones, right?
Leonardo, are you sure these kids are enough to explore the human body?
Seriously? It's our most familiar subject.
I don't need to know about the human body. Besides, I prefer to draw stick figures.
My dear, painting is a science. To paint well, you must know what you are painting.
Master Leonardo has been studying the human body for years. His studies are a bit unusual.
He has books filled with precise illustrations of eyeballs, hands, and even hearts and lungs. He's a bit of a mad scientist.
He wants us to find the nerves that raise the eyebrows, part the lips, and shape the cheeks into a smile.
The anatomy of lips? But they're so simple. They're just lips.
He also wants us to understand what is yawning, what is sneezing, and what causes fatigue, hunger, sleep, and thirst.
Whoa, he asks a lot of questions. But none of these ideas have anything to do with painting.
Simple curiosities, my dear.
We need to learn about the muscles.
Eileen, will you tell Ralphie what you are observing?
We are studying human emotions. For example, I'm Smiley Eileen. I'm Shiny Shy. We are investigating happiness, joy, fear, and embarrassment.
What does that have to do with painting? Or science?
Are you kidding? Capturing a moment is a study of cause and effect.
Leonardo believes that what a person sees travels to the brain and sparks feelings of happiness, anger, and pride.
Our body responds to our emotions. My friends, you can read a life story on a person's face. Leonardo wants us to look into the brain and find the sensio commune,
The what?
the pathway which connects the optic nerve to the lateral ventricle in the brain, which controls imagination, rational thought, and memory.
Whoa, what century are we in?
It's 1497, but he's a bit ahead of his time.
I'll say, how do we find it?
We need to learn about the brain. Come on, let's go take a look.
To draw well, we need to observe carefully so we can see what exists. Liza, will you tell Carlos what we're working on?
We are engineers and we are building a machine.
Ooh, I love machines.
Master Leonardo loves them too. He can build anything.
The human body is simply a creation of ropes, pulleys, and hinges.
All movements in the universe operate according to the same laws.
Correct. We learn from one to understand the whole.
Leonardo is active in theater. He loves pageantry. He wants to turn a war machine into one that shoots fireworks high into the sky.
How do we do it?
With engines and ropes, and pulleys and levers.
Come on, let's get to work.
Now, Fred, you have the most important job of all. Will you tell Dorothy here what you are investigating?
We are studying nature, especially birds, like my personal favorite, the wren.
But how can you study nature here in this studio?
We can't. I have an idea. We'll put on our jacket and let's go outside.
This, my friends, is the greatest laboratory of all. The natural world. Countless birds and flying insects.
Leonardo is fascinated with light. Take a look at those birds.
Raise and lower at the same speed.
Fast, stay steady. Fast, stay steady. Fast, stay steady.
And dragonflies move their wings asymmetrically so they can zigzag and turn on a dime.
Shift, lift, and drop. Zigzag and stop on a dime. Shift, lift, and drop. Zigzag and stop on a dime. Shift, lift, and drop. Zigzag and
How can you see that without slow motion photography? My dear, it's right there in front of you. Just sit and watch. What do you notice about the soaring eagle? Its wings don't move at all.
flap, flap, glide and soar. Flap, flap, glide and soar.
How does it stay in the air when its wings aren't moving? I have a theory that it's the shape of their curved wings.
Leonardo thinks the wind moves faster over the top of their curved wings and slower beneath it. The slow-moving wind beneath the wing provides lift.
How can you see that? Wind is invisible.
Based on our research, we have created a series of images. The human finger is especially interesting.
But not only that, there are also 20 different muscles in the cheeks, which all work together to create the perfect smile.
We focus on the hands and the smile to create this image.
Well done, the most famous hand and smile in the world.
Robbie, show us what you have learned of emotions.
We tried to capture a single moment which would create a variety of expressions.
We tried to capture feelings of disbelief, sadness, calm, suspicion, and of hidden guilt. The simple words, "One among you will betray me," when spoken among friends, cast quite an array of emotions.
Indeed it did. Well done. Dorothy, what do you have to show us about nature?
We didn't create anything at all. The natural world is a masterwork.
You are our best representation. The careful study and appreciation of the natural world, sir.
We've written a song which shows our appreciation.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
sex.
Well, magnifying glasses are powerful tools, aren't they? I'm glad you're using them productively. Nice glasses, Frizz. Looking as stylish as ever. Well, thank you very much. But these aren't for fashion, they're for seeing the world. These don't change anything. In fact, they look a little hazier. Oh, right! These are for fashion. You know me. Fashion before function.
I get what you guys are doing. Master Leonardo said we have to be observant. We need to see the world to better understand it.
Actually, I just thought they looked good. But it was pretty right on, don't you think? But Frizz, I wear glasses to see the world more clearly. But when Phoebe puts them on, whoa, everything's blurry. I can't see a thing. And when we look at objects under the magnifying glass, they appear bigger than their actual size. Good observations. Can you rephrase them into questions? That is how science works. How does glass change the way we see things? Nicely done. People are experimenters, Phoebe. It is our nature to watch, understand, tinker a bit, and to keep on tinkering. People have been working with glass lenses forever. You didn't answer my question at all. She never answers questions directly. Uh-oh, I sense something coming on. Field trip! Look, making a fire is easy. It's simple friction. Take the spindle like this, press it onto the fireboard, and spin. The faster it spins, the more friction it creates. Friction creates heat, and heat creates fire. Why isn't it working? The wood is wet. We need to chant and call in our ancestors for help. Fire. Ha-ha. Fire. Ha-ha. Fire. Ha-ha. No matter how much we chant, wet wood won't burn. Frizz, were you wearing the right prescription when you said the date on the bus? This looks ancient and mystical. There's nothing here about glass lenses or seeing the world. Can we go home? Are you kidding? You guys are scientists! I've got the arrowheads and I've hunted our dinner. If you think twids can start a simple fire, we can eat. Hold your judgment, buddy. The tinder's all wet. Making a fire isn't as easy as it looks. What's that crystal on your necklace? I've never seen a rock cut like that before. That's some fancy flint knapping, Chug. Give it back.
I need to give it to King Nimrod. He wants 2 crystal eyeballs to guide him through the afterlife.
This is awesome! I can see right through it. Look at that! Different colors of light pass through it like a rainbow. And whoa, when I hold my hand under it, it's hot. It's really hot. Like all the sun's rays gathered into a single point. Give me that thing. Look, it's roasting the ants.
Whoa, are these the first people ever to burn ants with a magnifying glass?
Just like we were doing on the playground. I thought that's what you were up to!
Give it back. I need to give it to King Nimrod before you break it.
It's Nimrod. Wait a minute. Hold the lens up to our tinder. Focus the sunlight. Chug, this isn't just a piece of art. It's a fire starter. It's an ornament. Frizz, what's going on here? These ancient people have figured out that when light passes through glass, the waves of
Nice. No worksheets or assessments to start the year? This guy is going to be good.
You two, please step forward.
I will hand you this feather and you this lead ball. Climb up onto each chair and drop them simultaneously. What are your predictions? The lead ball will land first.
It is obvious that a feather will fall slowly.
That's a no-brainer.
Why?
Because Aristotle stated 2,000 years ago that heavier objects fall faster than lighter ones.
All right then, proceed. 1, 2, 3. What did you notice? The lead ball landed first. Why? Obviously, it's because it's heavy.
Excellent. You have created a theory based on previously accepted knowledge. Now, let's test your theory again by adjusting the experiment.
I will crumple the feather so that it is the same size and shape as the lead ball. Have we changed the weight of the thing?
No, not at all.
But the lead ball will still land first because it is heavier.
That's our hypothesis. Now let's run the experiment. I appreciate your method. First, ask a question. Next, make a hypothesis. Finally, create the experiment.
And now it is time for the observation. Climb back onto each chair and let's see what happens. We know what will happen. Aristotle told us 2,000 years ago what would happen. Heavier objects fall faster than lighter objects.
Should we trust this theory or test it?
We'll test it, even though we already know the answer.
1, 2, 3. What did you notice?
They landed at the same time?
We must have done something wrong. Test it again.
1, 2, 3.
The same results! Well, that is good. Scientific theories should be repeatable. If they're repeatable, then they're reasonable.
Are you suggesting with this test that Aristotle was wrong?
What do your observations tell you? Are you trying to make us rethink what is already accepted as true?
Aristotle is the smartest scientist in history. Isn't it wrong to question the conclusions of history's most brilliant scientists?
Science is simply a matter of understanding how the world works. It's not a matter of proving anybody wrong, but simply a matter of proving what's accurate.
Several years ago, I stood atop a leaning tower in Pisa. I dropped hundreds of varying objects of weights and sizes. I noticed that objects of all weights fall at the same rates.
But that's not true. You saw the first experiment as well as we did. Air resistance is a variable. Large flat objects are slowed by the air. However, if the objects are of the same size and shape, they will fall at the same rate, regardless of their weight.
Aristotle is wrong about this. Are you suggesting he was wrong about other ideas as well? I'm suggesting that all theories should be tested. If they're proven right, then they're probably right. And if they're proven wrong, then they're probably wrong.
What does this have to do with glasses and lenses? I have no idea, but let's keep watching. In 1600, this man was known as Signor Galileo. These days, he's known as the father of modern science. That's all for today, class. You are dismissed. Who is it? It's your greatest patron. May we come in?
Tathamo! Of course! I have some exciting news!
I've been wondering, how's your project going? It works, Signor Medici. Look through this tube. Aim it to the back of the theater. Can you see that lady sitting in the back row?
In the nosebleed seats?
Yes. The one who waited a bit too long to buy her tickets. Tell me what you see.
Oh, my friend, this is a work of magic. I can see her green eyes, the mole on her cheek. She is beautiful. different vision. I'm sure you do. I'll leave you to work. Here's the money for another month's work. I'm curious to see what you have in store.
New moon slowly rises. I see all constellations. A time for new beginnings, a time for restoration.
Whoa! Look at the moon! It has mountains and craters. It's not a flat disk at all. This is revolutionary.
My words give me speed, where my path is somewhat iffy.
And the Milky Way's not merely a haze of dust. Look at all those stars. There must be a million of them at least. That's new. I am Jupiter, a giant planet of hydrogen gas. Whoa! Look at Jupiter! And that giant red spot! And the 4 bright lights surrounding her! What shall we call them?
I am Callisto, a Greek maiden who was turned into a big bear. Ursa Major and Callisto, we are one and the same. I am Io, another of Zeus's love interests. Be careful, Galileo. Like Callisto, I was cast away from double-crossing people in power.
I am Europa, Queen of Crete, mother of Minos, the namesake of a great continent, and yes, another one of Zeus's ladies of the court.
I'm Ganymede, and I had no interest in Zeus. That guy was creepy. Dude, what was up with Zeus? That guy was girl crazy.
Look at all my beautiful dancers.
Constantly revolving around our queen. I am Callisto, the smallest and the most graceful of the moon dancers. And I'm the largest one in the solar system.
Together we perform an eternal dance, and I am the center of their world.
Hey, stop seeing the spotlight! I'm the brightest light in the night sky!
But you are no longer the only bright light in the sky. January 7th, 10 p.m. 2 moves to the left, 2 to the right. January 8th, 10 p.m. 3 minutes to the left and 1 to the right. January 9th, 10 p.m. 1 to the left, 3 to the right. January 10th, 10 p.m. Only 2 moons visible. January 11th, 10 p.m. 2 moons to the left, 2 moons to the right.
Lately I've been losing sleep,
Dreaming about the things that we could be.
but baby
Which one is it? You are just like Zeus. I'm looking beyond the theater, my friend. Here, look at these records. Tell me what you see. So these moons revolve around Jupiter? Aristotle stated 2,000 years ago that the Earth was the center of the universe. This observation suggests something quite different. Indeed it does, Ferdinando, but our method is precise. We have observed Jupiter every night from the same hour, from the same position, and these moons orbit that planet.
That's a risky observation. Shall we bring in the Pope to verify your records? We won't like what you've seen.
It is strange how an observation that contradicts tradition can be dangerous. Don't you think? Our method is precise. Anybody can repeat these observations.
That invention of yours, it is far more dangerous than the beautiful woman in the back. You said you wanted to avoid a scandal?
So what happened next?
Well, he disproved another ancient understanding, that the Earth was the center of the universe.
Obviously, the planets revolve around the sun. That's first grade science.
Galileo's observations were the first to prove this theory with repeatable observations.
So the lenses crafted early on changed our understanding of our place in the universe?
True, but science doesn't stop. It keeps building on itself. Let's hop back on the bus, kids. Let's fast forward a few hundred years.
It's a whole new universe in there, right?
Yeah.
Just magnify that bacteria. My gosh, look at all those parts. There's a whole system of life in a single cell.
Let's call that the nucleus.
Just magnify that nucleus a bit more. Are you kidding me? They are like Russian nesting dolls, just as soon as we discover the smallest possible thing.
I'll call that the nucleolus.
Whoa! Slow down. You were right. Scientific discoveries don't seem to have an end. One observation leads to another and another.
The fire that the natives started a few millennia ago seems to be burning faster.
That's a good analogy, Miss Frizz. I thought you were a science teacher.
Are you suggesting that a simple piece of glass evolved to discover worlds bigger than ourselves and smaller ones too?
Knowledge builds knowledge, Alfie. That is the process of science.
field trips are fun and inspiring, don't get me wrong, but the scientists themselves are all pretty similar.
We're all dead, if that's what you mean.
Exactly, and what else is similar about them?
They ask really difficult questions. They've changed the understanding of our world.
Right? Keep going.
Oh, I see what you're thinking.
I don't.
Of course.
Hey gang, how's it going today?
Pretty good. Let me ask a question for you.
Oh, good question. What's on your mind, kid?
It's the field trips, Frizz. Do the scientists we study accurately reflect the scientists who do the work?
I'm looking for clarity, but I don't quite understand your question.
Miss Frizz, let me be direct. Can women be scientists?
Oh, goodness. You, Phoebe, are scientists. Shall we take a little trip to understand diversity and possibility?
Yes.
Fasten your seatbelts. We're going microscopic. Genes determine a lot, but the choices we make determine a lot too.
I've heard of this. Nature versus nurture. Your genetic nature determines a lot, but the way you live your life determines a lot too.
So if I work hard, I can improve?
Absolutely. Nature and nurture. You are blessed with a one-of-a-kind brain, and you are in control of how you use it.
Miss Stone, thank you for inviting me into your lab. I've heard you've discovered something bordering on science fiction.
It's not fiction, Emmanuel. It's pure science. Take a look at this. When I insert this particular enzyme into the DNA, I can manipulate the dam.
On behalf of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, we present to you on this date, December 8, 2020, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry.
We're getting a medal of honor for this, for changing up our tune, but we've been dancing the same old song forever.
Congratulations.
Well, isn't that something?
Miss Frizz, we have a few questions.
I'm sure you do.
stumbled onto something pretty spectacular here. This is our team of scientists. We will look around here for clues and try to put together the story of what you've discovered. We've already set up the transept, sir. Johnny and Sarah, you dig into transept 1. Larry and Curly, transept 2. Lindsay and Andrew and Lou, transept 3. Chris and Jim, transept 4. Any questions? Get to digging. All right, Sarah. You do over there, and I'll take this spot. Remember, be gentle.
Why do we have to be gentle? Fossils are the bones of living things that have been buried, and water has mineralized their structure. They're rocks.
I see your point. Still, be gentle.
Whoa, Johnny, I've hit something. Help me dig it up.
Jesus, as hard as a rock, and it's so heavy.
It's a fossil. It is a rock. Help me pull it up. Whoa, it looks like a backbone, a vertebra, but on steroids. It's huge.
I'd say this is the backbone of a dinosaur.
I've got something else. Look at this fossilized plant imprint.
It looks like the outline of evergreen needles and a fossilized pine cone.
I don't think the dinosaurs were living in a time when pine forests existed. That is definitely not a dinosaur vertebra.
Have you found anything yet?
Look at these bones. Itsy bitsy. They look like a lizard or something.
Or a salamander?
I've hit something big here. It's a giant skull.
I've got something here too. Look at this antler. It looks just like a mule deer antler, but it's fossilized?
I have never in my whole scientist career seen so many different bones in one place. Look at this thing. It looks like a giant femur.
Indeed I do. Watch out for the snow striped claws. They're dangerous.
And the camel and the bison sailors, they're nasty.
Let's move it.
Do you know why they call us dire wolves?
No, not really. What does dire mean?
It's in your name, Dinkbat. You should know what your name means.
Well, what is it?
Dire means serious, urgent. Dire means we need business.
Those hunters look like they mean business too.
That's pretty good gas mileage. Wow, that's incredible.
I have a solution.
What in the world are you doing, Ralphie?
Cars and buses run on fossil fuels. We have a mammoth pile of fossils right here.
Oh, Ralphie, you're so cute. Cars and buses run off ancient dead plants, not fossilized bones.
We can't put rocks into a gas tank, Ralphie.
There's a gas station right over there.
Come on, let's hush.
Regular, grade, or premium?
Regular will do just fine. Most of the mechanical things we use seem magical, but they all require one source of energy, either wind, water, solar, or fossil fuels.
So this isn't a magic school bus, it's a fossil fuel bus?
And it doesn't even require premium? This is all very disappointing.
Wait a second. Did you say that fossil fuels come from plants? How did dead plants become fuel for a bus?
Well, it's simple chemistry. Living plants and animals are made up of all sorts of chemicals. Mostly carbon, but also nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, and sulfur.
Arnold seems to have more sulfur than most of us.
I've noticed. The most common element in all living things is carbon. And when conditions are right, carbon burns. And it burns hot, like really hot.
But I thought that dead things turn into fossils.
Actually, out of all the plants and animals that have lived on this earth, less than 1/10 of 1% of them are fossilized. Fossils are rare.
That's what makes them so cool.
Right. Most plants and animals die and decompose. They're eaten by worms, bacteria, and other garbage eaters. Do you want to know how this gasoline is made?
May I make a suggestion? Let's do a demonstration. Imagine this. Many millions of years ago, plants were living on the earth, and plankton and algae were floating in the oceans.
All right, this is great. I love it. And they die. And start to decompose. And before they decomposed entirely, they were buried underground. And underground it was hot.
Ah, it's so hot!
And pressurized.
Get off me!
You're so heavy. Where they sat for millions of years.
Seriously? We have to sit here that long? And after all that time, are transformed into a gooey liquid.
Geologists find it was a gushy, liquefied plant matter deep under surface, and then they pump it back up.
Whoa, we're being sucked up. This keeps getting worse.
Then the liquid is shipped off stage where it is heated, filtered, and turned into plastic, paint, oil, kerosene, and gasoline.
Wow, you are the smartest gas attendant I've ever met.
I'm brought up to the main as a scientific wonder.
I thought you just sold soft drinks, car washes, and pre-packaged food.
$175.
Climb in. We're back on the road.
Mind if I hitch a ride with you? There's a few more things I want to teach you about fossil fuels and transportation.
Gee, Miss Frizz, it looks like you better get those brakes checked on that unmanageable school bus.
Who are those guys and where are we?
Virginia, 1701, the first coal discovery in the United States.
Would you look at what we have here?
Whoa, look at that molecular structure. That thing looks pretty complex. What is it?
If I'm reading the ingredients right, it's 85% hydrogen, 6% carbon with a little bit of oxygen, potassium, and sulfur.
So, what is it?
Coal. Pure bituminous coal.
Wait a minute, those are the same things you said were in all living things. Carbon, hydrogen, sulfur, and potassium. But they are trapped in a rock.
Cool, right? Living things turn to stone. Living things die, but their chemical elements remain. All matter around us is made up of chemistry.
Oxygen,
importing coal from the British. We are on our way to independence from the throne.
Do you know what this means?
We can burn it in our fireplaces for heat. We can boil it down and make kerosene and light our lanterns. Heat and light.
Is this the beginning of fossil fuels in the United States? Right. Let's fast forward a bit and see the fire that this little discovery created. Fire up the furnace to 2,500 degrees.
The furnace is full, sir. Temperature rising. 2,200, 2,400, 2,500 degrees. Put in the iron.
The iron rods are hot. Oxidation complete. Look at that beauty. Pure steel. The best in the world.
We could never achieve this chemical transformation with wood burn fires. Thank the good Lord Almighty and the great coal basins of the Appalachian Mountains.
And I have heard that you have a metal that is stronger than iron. Nothing is stronger than iron. I'm curious.
Pardon me for asking, but are you the Andrew Carnegie?
Yes, for service.
Yes, sir. We have a discovery and a factory. And I presume you have some money to invest?
I may. Tell me what you're up to here.
These coal deposits from West Virginia are the purest in the world. They produce heat over 3,500 degrees.
And when iron is heated above 2,500 degrees, oxygen is released and carbon from the coal is introduced, and a stronger metal is created. Pure steel.
It's harder than iron, won't bend, stretch, snap, or break.
It is perfect for your bridges and railroads.
This is exactly what I've been looking for. And the iron and coal mines are how far apart?
Just 100 miles, sir. We've already started our steel mill and are ready for production.
I will invest. You provide the steel, I'll provide the railroads. We are about to make America the greatest industrial machine the world has ever known.
Heat up the furnaces, more coal.
Miss Frizzle, you shovel the coal, we'll make the iron, and hey kids, can you lay the railroad tracks?
Of course we can.
We need more speed. Shovel more coal into the boiler.
The bunker's full, sir.
Check the boiler.
190 psi, 900 degrees.
Full steam ahead. 3,000 miles of railroad tracks lay waiting from coast to coast. Ah, the mighty Mississippi. 2,000 miles of navigable water.
The coal tender is full, sir.
As Mark Twain says it, the steamboat pilot is the only unfettered and entirely independent human being who lives on this earth.
Independent and coal-fired. Full steam ahead, sir.
I am in love! This little nugget right here has opened our nation to transportation.
Thank you.
smells. Unlike our typical sulfur smell, it's a bit thicker and smokier, and it doesn't go away.
That's the other side of the chemistry equation. When fossil fuels burn, there's a reaction which creates
Carbon emissions. You see, I'm not the only one emitting gases around here.
Right. Our love of coal and gas has its downsides. As you notice, when coal burns, there's a reaction which creates toxic smoke.
Geez, how do you know all this stuff?
It's my business to know these things. The other downside isn't chemistry at all. Can you guess what it is?
If it takes millions of years to form, eventually we'll run out.
Just like your bus.
I have an idea. More fossils? I don't think that's a solution. We need to renovate our bus.
I see what you're thinking. Frizz, you said mechanical things don't run off magic. They need a fuel source. Wind, water, solar, or fossil fuels.
But we've only been talking about fossil fuels. What about the others? Can we call on the steelworkers and miners to help us build the magic school bus 2.0?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You kids are such good learners and creative thinkers. How about you just go ahead?
We need solar panels.
An aerodynamic design. Batteries to store the energy.
An electrical hookup.
And power plants that will create a sustainable energy. Who are you? I'm Jane Lewis Richardson, head of the Carnegie Foundation. Can you help us rebuild the Magic School Bus 2.0? Tell me what you're thinking.
We can use electricity, but we need power plants that run on wind, water, and solar.
Show me a plan, and if it seems likely to work, I know some people who can help. Science and entrepreneurship has always been a magical combination. Wow, children, it looks like recess in here.
It's springtime, Miss Frizz. We've got a lot of energy to burn.
Actually, I love what I'm seeing here. Do you know how to fold a classic dart?
Of course we do. It's a classic.
How about the condor? Come on over, let's experiment. Have you ever heard of the Kitty Hawk Flyer? It's a real classic, a revolution in transportation.
I've never heard of it. Show us.
I think we have time. Come on, kids, hop on.
Field trip, fasten your seatbelts.
Who are these guys and where are we? Let's watch a minute and see if we can figure it out.
You know, Wilbur, the bicycle business couldn't be better.
Could it be better? Did you see that letter to the editor in the Dayton Daily yesterday?
The Wright Brothers Van Cleve is a thing of beauty.
That's free advertising right there.
Indeed it is, but I've been thinking that intellectual effort inspires you more than the selling of things.
You sound dissatisfied.
I've heard of the Wright brothers before, but they have no air breeze bike mechanics.
Check out this obituary. Ronald William Ball, the flying
Miss Frizz, this is the beginning of the first airplane. How did they turn bikes into flights? Let's find out, shall we?
We have put together the wings, rudder, and the elevator, sir. This looks great.
This workshop is a bit small. We've scaled it down to 1/4 size.
Hey, do you kids mind helping out? Follow this blueprint and build some box with the glass top, would you?
Sure thing.
What's up, brothers? Here's the busted sheets I sewn for you. Those things are crazy. What are you working on?
Oh, we're just putting together an idea.
This does not look like typical bike shop behavior. What's going on here?
There's that giant fan fast for Mr. Wright. Why do you need a fan of this size during an Ohio winter?
Thanks, Charlie. Go ahead and put that over by that box. We're building a wind tunnel.
I see what they're doing. They're testing different wing designs with windy conditions. Wind moves over a curved wing and creates lift.
So Da Vinci observed that evil sword.
Right you are. We've created a dozen wind models, and we're testing them against the 15-mile-per-hour winds.
Nice. Now all you need is actual wind.
And a soft landing. You're gonna crash a lot.
Right you are. We've sent a message to National Weather Services asking for a location with steady winds, high hills, and soft ground.
Well, what did you hear back? Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Giant sand is in the Outer Banks along the Atlantic Ocean.
How's the glider looking?
It's looking good. We got 2 curved wings for maximum lift.
There's an elevator in the front that can lift or lift the front end.
The tail has a swiveling rudder.
The platform in the center is strong enough for 1 passenger laying flat.
It's beautiful. Let's pack this thing up and take it to the Kill Devil Hills.
They'll be alright.
They will crash and they will rebuild better. They're going to figure this thing out.
Head on home, Catherine. We've got a bike shop for them. We'll provide the finances and they will change the world.
Hey, Charlie. John Adams from the Dayton Daily. I hear the Reds are all building an airplane. Any news?
Must be really slow for sniffing around here for a story.
Actually, we've got a bet going down in the newsroom.
Yeah, what's the bet?
You put $1 into our pool and pick an outcome. There's a $2 return if they come home within a month. Admitting heavier than air travel is impossible.
Not a likely outcome.
$5 turn that their business collapses. Who wants to buy from a couple of crank-witted business owners?
They've built a reputation that will outlast any doubters. What's the other option?
$10 payout if they don't come home at all. Just like every other pilot who's taken on this wedding experiment.
Huh, what's the payout when they come
come home successful.
You will be the only one in town taking that wager. You'll take home the whole pot.
You're on. I'll put in my dollar and I'll make sure you pay out when they succeed.
Hey Charlie, I've just received a telegram. Success! Fourth place, Thursday morning holidays, 21 miles per hour wind. Started at level, average speed of air, 31 miles per hour. Longest flight, 57 seconds. And fourth press.
Give me that thing. I'll take it right down to the date and day with noses and business. Mr. Adams, read this and pay up.
57 seconds. If it were 57 minutes, it might be newsworthy, but this.
Is there any film, pictures, eyewitnesses? This is not news. What do you think, boss? Do we have the space for this story?
Those boys are nice enough, but they're just a couple of bike mechanics with unique and interesting hobbies. There's nothing newsworthy here.
Why don't you head back to the shop? You can read all about it in some other paper.
Tell you what, Charlie, I'll make a few calls to see if I can turn this into a story.
Torrance Huffington speaking.
Yes, Mr. Huffington, John Adams. I understand the Wright brothers have used your pasture here at Dayton as a test ground for their flying machine. Tell me what you've seen.
It's true. After coming home from North Carolina last year, they asked if they could use my pasture. 85 acres of flat, treeless land to test their machine.
And what have you seen from them?
They spent more time fixing it than flying it.
Have you seen any sign of success?
Well, a month or so ago, they invited friends, family, and even the press to come see their airplane.
We've received that invitation, but it didn't seem worthy of our time. How did it go?
On the first day, there wasn't enough wind. On the second day, it was raining. Then finally, on the third day, they got off the ground about 12 feet before flipping the darn thing.
And how would you describe these boys?
Well, I like to talk with them, mainly because I feel sorry for them. It's a shame that they're neglecting their business and using up all their money on this senseless project.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Huffington.
So, what did the old man have to say?
Short, they're a couple fools.
I'm going to call up Samuel Langley from the Smithsonian. He's been leading a flight program for the past couple of years. Let's hear what he has to say. Samuel Langley here. How can I help you? Yes, Mr. Langley. Stuart Johnson from the Dayton Daily. I'm running a story on Orville and Wilbur Wright. Have you heard of them? Sure, the bike mechanics from Dayton, Ohio. They've reached out to me a few times years back asking for some ideas. I've read about their work. And how realistic is their project? I've been working on my own design for 5 years. We spent over $70,000 on our project. We have the best physicists, and we've yet to see anything better. Thank you for your time, Mr. Langley. One more thing. I spoke with the chief engineer of the United States Navy just last week, and he said, and I quote, "The dream of flight is an absolute sham, but I'm still dreaming." Well, that is quite a statement from an engineer. Keep me updated. You'll be the first to know when there's something to report from the
inexhaustible curiosity and scientific methodology,
We can fly.
Miss Frizz, could you come out here? You have done an incredible job. Your knowledge of science, your ability to connect with kids, and the fact that you do your homework, you're hired.
paleontologists.
Third and fourth grade.
Fifth through eighth grade, DNA and diversity.
Five through eight. Leonardo da Vinci's workshop.
Fifth through eighth grade, energy and internship.
Fifth through eighth grade, Wright Brothers first flight.
The set crew.